Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about how I believe Fallout 76 will be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout game ever to be released. Now guys, I know that is a pretty big and bold statement, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But before we move any further into the video, I would like to say that this is a prediction, if anything. This is just a speculation from me, if anything, and I'm not saying what I say in this video is 100% gonna happen or it's 100% set in stone. I'm not saying that anybody out there with a different opinion than me is wrong, and I'm not saying I'm 100% right, and I'm definitely not saying that I'm not going to be wrong about this statement I'm about to make. However, I believe with 100% fiber of my being, I truly believe in my heart and in my soul, and I feel that Fallout 76 will be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout we have ever seen. I would also like to say, guys, before I say anything else, remember, I'm part of the Fallout community like you. I love the Fallout games, and I can't wait to see what Fallout 76 is all about at E3. And guys, like I said, this is pretty much a prediction and speculation from me, if anything at the least. So please don't give me a bunch of hate and negativity for it. I'm just sharing with you guys my opinion and why I think Fallout 76 will be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout to ever be released. So yeah. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into the main part of the video. Now, I have 3 reasons on why I think Fallout 76 will be the biggest Fallout ever released. So let's get into those reasons. Reason number 1, we see a lot of advertising around Fallout 76. We see 3 giant Vault Boys on the side of the Figueroa Hotel in Los Angeles, California. Now this spot is usually reserved for E3 this time of year around, and it's only the biggest game that gets put up there. And last year that game was Star Wars Battlefront 2, and this year it's Fallout 76. And also in an article by VG247, it kind of says the same thing I'm telling you now, where it says Fallout 76 towers over E3 with coveted Figueroa billboard spot. Any doubts that Fallout 76 is a cheap spin-off of the series has been laid to rest, with Bethesda buying up the coveted advertising spot on South Figueroa Street in downtown LA. The Hotel Figueroa is an LA landmark with 3 tower blocks ripe for advertising. Artwork is printed onto the building, and that's not a cheap paced job. This is usually reserved for the biggest games and movies, with publishers spending big for the week of E3. Bethesda has previously claimed the Hotel Figueroa to advertise The Elder Scrolls Online and The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now, we know that The Elder Scrolls Online was a huge deal. We know that The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim was a huge deal. However, Bethesda did not reserve the Figueroa Hotel for Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 was arguably the biggest game of 2015. And it's kind of crazy that Fallout 4 did not get this Figueroa Hotel spot, but Fallout 76 did. And that's not the only big advertising Bethesda has put forth with Fallout 76. We also seen them recently sponsor the UFC, and probably will be sponsoring the UFC all this week till UFC 225, because this morning on the first UFC 225 embedded vlog, it was presented by Fallout 76. And when the UFC embedded vlogs are presented by something, they're usually presented by that something the whole week. In the main fight, which is taking place on June 9th, and this is a huge UFC fight that's happening on June 9th as well, odds are Fallout 76 is going to sponsor them, all the embedded vlogs, and probably will be seen at UFC 225 on the Octagon, where they usually advertise stuff for the UFC, or where usually the UFC puts its advertiser stuff. So odds are we're going to see some Fallout 4 logos all over the octagon this Saturday at UFC 225. And this isn't some small UFC event. This is Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2. And for those of you who don't know who these people are, these are two of the baddest men on the planet. They are fighting for the middleweight division, or the middleweight title of the world. And they are literally two people at the top of their game. I follow UFC very heavily. I love the UFC. I love cage fighting. And if you talk to any UFC fan, they'll tell you that Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2 is a pretty big fight. So we see Bethesda Game Studios right off the back spending money on huge advertisements for Fallout 76. In fact, Bethesda Game Studios has arguably spent more on advertising Fallout 76 than it did Fallout 4. So that is one reason I think Fallout 76 might be the biggest and the best Fallout we have ever seen released. Another reason I think Fallout 76 might be the most ambitious, best, and biggest Fallout we ever seen released is because devs have actually responded to leaks and rumors. Now, if you have been a fan of Bethesda Game Studios for a long time, you know that Bethesda Game Studios has never responded to leaks and rumors regarding their game. However, they came out and responded to some leaks and rumors surrounding Fallout 76. The biggest one was probably with Pete Hines when somebody tweeted at him, "I know you can't give a real answer, but with all the news," and keep in mind this was when all the rumors were flying around about Fallout 76 being an MMO game or some type of online game. And like I said, it says, "I know you can't give a real answer, but with all the news about Fallout 76, should we be reading into any of that at all, or just stick by and listen to that good old-fashioned Bethesda news?" To which Pete Hines replies, "Pretty sure you already know my answer to this." And what he means by that, 100% means by that, is that wait till we say something. He's not even promoting their E3. He's just saying, hey, wait till we say something because these rumors and leaks are absolutely not true. And we also had another Bethesda Game Studios developer, or a head at Bethesda Game Studios, who I believe is the senior character artist at Bethesda Game Studios, Dennis Mujones, on Instagram, responded to someone as well with their concerns regarding Fallout 76. Now guys, I can't find this anymore, and I've seen another YouTuber say that these comments have since been deleted, so we know that they might hold some weight if they got deleted, and he probably said something that he shouldn't have, and they probably told him to take it off Instagram. However, I'm lucky enough to have a screenshot of it, and here it is. Now, this user said, "If it's Fallout Rust Edition, I will ram my head into a wall out of frustration." To which Visions, or Dennis, replies, "Before you destroy your head, wait until you know more about it. Besides, I need more time to destroy humanity myself, so please be patient. I would hate for you to miss out." And then the person who originally posted, "If it's Fallout Rust Edition, I'll ram my head into a wall out of frustration," then said, "We'll be staying tuned, no doubt. Big fan of you and Bethesda's work, so my hope is still alive." To which Visions replies, "I think you will not be disappointed." Now guys, Bethesda Game Studios never responds to stuff like this. They've never responded to leaks, they never respond to rumors, and a lot of the people there are usually very tight-lipped about what goes on there. And it's kind of crazy to see that for the first time in a long time, Bethesda Game Studios is responding to leaks and rumors. And odds are they responded to those leaks and rumors so people wouldn't be in a panic about Fallout 76 being some type of online MMO game or some type of Rust clone. It seems like that's why they responded, to dismiss all these rumors and leaks. And that's pretty huge for Bethesda Game Studios developers and heads of marketing to respond like that to rumors and leaks because they have never done it in the past. And if they did, it was very rarely and nothing on this scale. And the odds are they did that because they didn't want people to be in a panic that Fallout 76 was going to be some type of MMO or some type of online like Rust. And they probably don't want people to dismiss the game before they announce it because it's going to be a huge and big game. If this was some type of spin-off, we would have never seen the developers respond the way they did. However, they responded the way they did, which most likely means and points at that Fallout 76 is going to be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout yet. So guys, our next information actually comes from leaks and rumors. And this is kind of the third reason I think Fallout 76 is going to be a big, huge, ambitious game, is because the way these leaks and rumors, or who these leaks and rumors have come from, or this one person these leaks and rumors have come from, this person has proven to be reliable already. And I'll talk about more about their leaks and rumors in a second. But this one individual predicted or talked about Fallout 76 way back in 2017, before the game was even thought of by any of us in the general, Fallout community. And here's that post right here. He put Fallout 76, a themed Rust clone coming soon. And if you look at that date, it says Thursday, 28th December 2017. And guys, in my opinion, this is the only leaker, this is the only person who seems to actually know what they're talking about, because they were saying this way back in 2017. However, they have since leaked more information about Fallout 76, which says this. 4chan leaker here, more drops, will delete soon. Source inside Bethesda here, which does make sense, because how would he know that Fallout 76 existed back in 2017 if he wasn't some type of insider? He also goes on to say, it's open world, improvised weapons, and base building centered, which are all really good things and stuff that we probably want to see in this Fallout. We also get to see will feature a scavenger from the surface as a main character, hence why the vault seems empty other than main character in trailer. Co-op, but not MMO or Rust-like, which is huge. Fallout fans have been begging Bethesda Game Studios to do co-op forever, and it seems like they're finally doing it. And the leaker also says that there's going to be 6 factions, 3 of which are notables that we have seen in previous games. Don't know more than that. They're being very tight-lipped. Now guys, essentially what this leaker is saying is that this is a dream Fallout that they are creating with Fallout 76. He's saying that it's going to be a big open world, which is awesome. It's going to have improvised weapons, which is awesome. And it's going to be base building centered, which is awesome as well. And then he goes on to say co-op, but not MMO or Rust-like, which is awesome. I really have no other word for it. People have been begging Bethesda Game Studios to make a Fallout co-op for a very long time, or a Skyrim co-op for a very long time. And it looks like they're finally doing that, because we do know from the trailer from Fallout 76 to the advertisement on Figueroa, we can tell that Fallout 76 will have some type of online element to it, which is most likely going to be optional co-op. And a lot of those things that he's mentioning here is pretty much what the gaming community has been asking for a long time from a Fallout. Now guys, although leakers aren't 100% certain, although he might not be 100% credible, but he seems pretty credible because he leaked this back in 2017. He leaked the name Fallout 76 back in 2017, so he obviously knows what he's talking about. However, at the same time, if you guys remember Jason Schreier, the guy who this Fallout 76 online drama all kind of started with, he said in his original article, Sources Fallout 76 is an online survival RPG. He posted this original article. He then later came out about the same time this leaker did and kind of said If you guys want to read this for yourself, you can, but I don't want to take up too much time here because we're already at 20 minutes. Essentially, if you look at the end, it says short version. Yes, Fallout 76 is going to be a multiplayer RPG, but he doesn't state that if it's going to be an MMO, if it's going to be Rust-like or co-op. He doesn't state any of that. He just says that it's going to have some type of multiplayer element. And then he goes on to say, no, that's not automatically a bad thing. Just like all of you, I'm stoked to see the game on June 10th. And I'm optimistic that it's going to be really cool, which is a good thing. And also earlier in this article, he does, if you guys didn't read it for yourself, he does essentially say that it's going to be focused heavily on story. And from the people that he's heard information from, they said that is going to be a very interesting, fun, and awesome game. And in fact, since we're talking about big and ambitious, let's just go ahead and read this article. Here it goes. Jason Schreier, Kotaku Mon. Hi, our Fallout. Just want to clear something up about Fallout 76. Hi, I'm Jason Schreier from Kotaku. I had forgotten how passionate the Fallout community can get. Now keep in mind, this was after he posted his original article stating that Fallout 76 is an online survival RPG game like Rust and DayZ. And this is kind of when he came out with this here. So back to reading it. After I reported on Fallout 4's existence in 2013, people here first spent 2 years calling me a liar. And then when it was confirmed, they just yelled at me for spoiling the surprise. But hey, I'm also a big fan of the series, and in fact, may or may not have just started replaying Fallout 4 on my PC in wake of this week's news. I've seen a lot of rage and confusion and denial on the subreddit, so I just wanted to chime in and say a couple of things. One is that after publishing my story, I heard from a few other sources in addition to the 3 I mentioned in the article corroborating that Fallout 76 is an online game. If you're still in denial, I guess you can wait until June 10th, but hey, don't say I didn't tell you. The second thing is that I'm very optimistic about this game. The buzz I'm hearing both first and second hand is that it's really cool, interesting, and just as story focused as any other Bethesda Game Studios game. It might have multiplayer and base building, but hey, it's still a Fallout game. I don't want to drive hype for a game I haven't seen or played, but I also don't want people to be so close-minded that they spend the next 9 days freaking out every day on Reddit because this isn't going to be like the last 3. I mean, how many of you remember when hardcore Fallout fans flipped because Bethesda was working on a first-person shooter? I think that in retrospect, I should have tweeted that anyone expecting a traditional single-player Fallout will be very disappointed. Really, I should have said that they'll be very surprised. I wanted, and still want, to make sure people's expectations are calibrated accordingly. Short version, yes. Fallout 76 is going to be a multiplayer RPG. No, that's not automatically a bad thing. Just like all of you, I'm stoked to see the game on June 10th, and I'm optimistic that it's going to be really cool. Now guys, this kind of goes hand in hand with what our leaker said about Fallout 76 as well, which, if true, if this is going to be a Fallout that is focused heavily on story, that has a lot of unique and interesting factions, that has a lot of improvised weapons in its base building centered, that has optional co-op, that has a heavy focus on story and a good story. If Fallout 76 is going to have all those things, it will literally be the biggest and best Fallout 76 yet. And with all this information and stuff that I provided for you here today in this video, I have looked at myself as a whole, and I am seeing a much bigger picture here. I am seeing that Fallout 76 is going to be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout yet. Now, before you guys go down in the comment section and hate on me, Like I said earlier, I might be wrong. I'm not saying that anybody else with a different opinion is wrong. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right. So please don't go down and kind of hate on me and stuff like that. Like I said, this is a prediction at the least, and if anything, it's just speculation from me. But like I said, with every fiber of my being, with 100% of my soul, body, and mind, I feel that Fallout 76 is going to be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout yet. And I just gave you guys the 3 main reasons why I think that this is going to be the biggest and most ambitious Fallout yet. But keep in mind, like I said, I'm a Fallout fan just like the rest of you. I can't wait to play the game. I can't wait to see when all is revealed at E3, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you can't either. So let me know in the comment section down below, what are you hoping Fallout 76 is like? Are you excited for Fallout 76? Do you guys now think Fallout 76 might be the most ambitious and biggest Fallout game that has ever been created? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, I love each and every single one of you. I hope to see you guys right back here in the next video. But until then, remember to stay freaky. Bye everyone.